Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the community center on your local station UJFM 95.4 between the hours of 6 and 7 p.m. I'd like to thank every single one of you that is currently listening to the show. This show is about the community. This show looks to give you, the listener, the opportunity to be inspired. This show looks to give you, the community, to be the governor of this actual show. What we'd love to do is give you the chance to actually build your very own community in the comfort of your very own home. Meaning that while you're sitting at home, you have the chance to come in studio, not literally, but come in studio and help inspire the nation. As we say this, it is a brand new show, new features coming up in a bit. Those features look to cater to you. So like a new house, I would like to walk you through the show, but bit by bit, we want to do it thoroughly. You know what I'm saying? Just to give you that comfort. So as that's going to happen, right, we do have a special guest in studio. We'll be speaking to a man that I did describe earlier, is a man who has a voice as loud as a vuvuzela, but as soft as the a cappella of John Legend. And that man will be featuring in one of our most dominant features coming up. But I don't want to be talking a lot because that time will come. But for now, I just want to remind you that you're tuned in to your local station.
Like us on Facebook, UJFM 95.4.
So now to thoroughly start the show and actually give you what's your, or rather your money's worth. So tonight's show focuses on development, it focuses on growth. Our first feature of the show that is coming up in just a bit, it's called the Open View, right? So how does the Open View work? You, the listener, have the opportunity to actually write me a mail, send me a text, or even call me and actually share a story that you've been bottling for the past couple of years. You've really wanted to share this with a friend, but you've never had a chance to trust anyone. You've never had the opportunity to be able to express yourself, right? A simple example is tonight, we'll give you a story, or rather a letter that I received last week when I said to my Facebook friends, guys, this is what I want to do. And I'm looking for someone who has something to share with the community. So what I did, I took the story, I put it up on Facebook, and the comments started flashing in. Like, they were all, they were overwhelming. But I will share the story with you in a bit. But I want to start the show in a way that you, the listener, can also enjoy. In studio, I have two students, or rather, I have a group by the name of TW. We're going to perform a song by the name of Dreams, and these boys are just talented. Gents, thank you so much for joining us in studio.
Thank you for having us.
Alright guys, it's all on you. Bless the people that are listening. And remember, the station is for the young. Alright?
Yes, sir.
Dreams, they fade away. It's no longer there. Hearts, they've been broken. Yeah. Oh. Dreams, they fade away. It's no longer there. Hearts, they've been broken. Yeah, 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 yeah. They fade away. It's no longer there. They've been broken. I said, I'm lost in this cruel world. Said I'm trying to make my dreams come true. See that it happens through the grace of God. I'm lost in this cruel world. Said I'm trying to make my dreams come true. And see that it happens through the grace of God. Yeah, through the grace of God. Yeah, through the grace of God. Yeah, yeah.
Young boy, young girl, what's your name, hey? Doesn't matter where you've been, I can feel pain. God knows, God heals, do you feel me? I'm not making a poem, I'm just being real. Have you ever been so broken? So lost, so rich, you can name them. Holla back if If you feel me, I will make a song so strong to make you hope again. Lay it down, lay it loose, let it go, man. You've been hurting yourself for so long. Give it over to the man upstairs, yeah. He will break you, he will make you,
He will mold you. He will break you, he will mold you. He will break you, he will mold you. He will break you, he will mold you. Keep on dreaming, young girl. Keep on dreaming, young boy. Do. The future is in your head, so be who you wanna be. Only you can make your dreams come true. Keep on dreaming, young girl. Keep on dreaming, young boy.
My goodness. My goodness. Young, talented, and inspired. Guys, how do you feel?
Awesome, bruh. Yo, I just feel.
I just want to say thank you for the opportunity, man. Appreciate it. God bless.
You guys are an inspiration, but we'll be coming to you rather in a bit. It's just gone after the hour, 6:30, or rather bottom of the hour, just 32 minutes after the hour, 6 o'clock. So I have a very important interview coming up, and this is the second feature that we call My Mentor. So My Mentor looks to evaluate or rather interview people in the community that are doing exceptional things, but they're normal people. They're not superstars, they're not doctors, they're just simple people who are actually making a difference in the community. But with that said, I thought, let me start with my mentor, someone who I've worked with all my life. Let me tell you a quick story about myself that many don't know, right? So I come from a divorced family. My dad and my mom decided to get divorced. I lived in Durban, and I lived in a school that I really, really didn't like. And I said, I want a better life, I want a better life. So I moved to Joburg. When I got to Joburg, my dad was saying, listen, I don't have much, but with what I have, I'll give you my best. So what happened there was, I remember the day I walked with my dad to find a school. I came halfway through the year in June. Yeah, it was in May actually, just before June exams. And we went looking for a school. He didn't have a car. He didn't have anything, but all he said, I'm willing to take you to the best school. Might I mention that he, at that stage, was not working. We went to a Model C school, we applied, they took us in, and I asked myself, how are you going to do this? How are you going to do this? He said, my vision is, I want to know that even if tomorrow they can arrest me for your school fees, let them know that even though I'm behind bars, my son is educated. Ladies and gentlemen, my feature, or rather my mentor, Mr. Lucky Boy Miya, my dad, my everything, my big guy, the guy that I call to when things are tough. Baba, Sabon.
Good afternoon. And how are you?
I'm alright, thank you, Dad. How are you?
It's just a black man in the street. And I hope you're enjoying the fun of being behind the mic.
I'm trying, Dad. I'm trying. You know, as I thought about this whole thing, they were talking about responsibility, they were talking about passion. You and I have been through so much. You had to be a man with passion, but also a man with responsibility. Dad, take me through the process whereby you had to take your children to school, and at that time you weren't unemployed.
The kindly statement I'll give you today is, you know, when you are a parent, you don't look at the beauty of the child, that my child is beautiful, he's got beautiful hair, he's got beautiful eyes, he's got this.
Yes.
The priority that with the child you have, how much can I change the child's mind and make it an investment to the community where he will be living. Maybe one day I won't be there. So my concern about him, as you hear me speaking like this, he comes from a jungle of knowledge. I'm sorry to say that, but it is. A jungle of knowledge is based on how much can you try and make yourself a better person before someone can make you. And the priority of all, he's from a private school from a pre-grade level. I had no work, as he's mentioning. I had a career, and the career was just doomed, because, upper hate was not upper hate of ways, it was upper hate of color.
Yeah.
And that color made me to say my kids will never, never be diagnosed as black, diagnosed as illiterates, but I want to make them heroes of the world and heroes to the people they are living with. That is why today I'm saying to you, money will never make you educated. Dedication makes me to put these kids through all the world knowledge that they're having today. Pathetically, the people who made us not to achieve what we wanted, they are today sharing with my kid the level which makes me happy, is that every white child around the world, around South Africa, must know we as the black society parents, we loved our children to be equal to them all. But what I like to say most that made me not to be discriminated, I was the first thinker. I don't know he's fast like me, I don't know, but I'm looking at him. What makes me to be a first thinker is because you give me R1, I want to make it 10 Rand.
Sure.
I don't care how much time will it take me. You give me 10 Rand, I want to make it 100 Rand. I grew up contemplating friends who were not knowing how to start their businesses, friends who are not knowing how to look after themselves, friends who didn't know how to start something.
Okay, you know, with that said, like friends who didn't know how to start something. Dad, especially with the season, and I remember this moment. What was going through your mind the day that I was supposed to go to school and you didn't have money in your pocket? And you said to me, son, I only have 10 Rand for you and your brother. I only have 10 Rand for you and your brother to go to school. I want you to go to school and come back. You know, as for me, I was so emotional. I didn't know what to say because we were in the situation, but you had a vision. But what was going through your mind at that very moment?
The big thing was, you know, when you bring the kids to, when your kids found you in a deadlock situation, you know what you do? Give them power. Let them trust you. Let them have confidence in you. Let them know that without this we cannot go anywhere. But with passion and understanding and a side of responsibility, they took the money, they went, and they came back. It was like there was never a pain in the morning, that there was joy at night.
Sure.
And that brought people, and especially him as he's speaking, that there was something that he was not good at, complaining. He was good of turning situations to the way I want them. So today, as I'm sitting here speaking in front of you all, and you are listening at home, you're listening wherever you are, the road of a father and a son to success is not made by what you do. It's made by how you trust each other, how you respect each other. Because most of the children don't respect their parents. Most of the children don't trust their parents. And most of the children don't want to listen to their parents. Unfortunately, he never wanted that. He used to be very naughty to me, but, you know, that naughtiness was easy to capture. I used to capture it very fast. And he will say, oh no, oh no, oh no. And then I said to him, boy, you walk tall. At least you have learned something from your naughtiness.
No, I have, Dad. I know I have a limited time with you in studio, but I think there's another portion that I'd like to investigate or rather engage with you on. And thank you for being so honest about everything so far. Dad, when you went through the divorce with Mom, when you and Mom decided you're calling it quits, you knew, or you probably perceived, that it was going to break the family. You knew that it was going to tear us apart. And I know it might be something emotional, it still is in the family. But as a father who now has sons that are doing very well for themselves, how do you feel, or how would you express it to another father to be, who might be in that situation in the next year, or is there right now? How do you help them overcome themselves? How do you help them overcome their situation? And being a good father like yourself, I mean, Dad, I look up to you, without doubt.
Let me just express my very sincere condolences of pain that my children went through. It's condolences that I'm putting through. And I pity that, you know, when the divorce time came, I didn't want the divorce. I didn't want to see them without me and their mother. But something triggered me to say, when you get married to a woman, you love her so much. You want her to be part of you.
Sure.
But if things don't work the way you want,
Sure.
what the first thing comes to you? Worse is to come. Let me protect the children first, then I'll be the last one to be happy. And then I protect the boys. I protected them. I took them to the highest extreme of saying, Wherever you go, whatever you do, remember there's someone who loves you more than anyone in the world. But you as one person who's sitting there with your woman and your children, or you're fighting in front of the kids, or doing whatever, first thing you must do, never ever leave your children with someone else. Make sure you carry them like you carry yourself. Protecting, the protection of my children was the most priority thing I wanted. I never wanted somebody to bring my children. I never wanted my children to be in somebody's hands who never look them like I love to see them being prosperous. Now, this prosperity, it doesn't come because I should take the divorce to my kids. The people who are divorcing is me and their mother. But them, they must not get divorced with their future. They are married to their future. I think you answered to my question, my boy.
I am, Dad. I am, and I do appreciate it. For the listener, if you're just joining us, it is the Community Center on your local station, UJFM 95.4. And this is a feature we call My Mentor. Every week we bring in a person that we see as a mentor, or rather has the capability of being a mentor in their community, and we just interview that person. I want to be honest to my listener. I want to be very straight and, forward. It's been a very tough show. The reason being is that getting used to all of this. Getting used to all of this we have to adjust. And I want to utilize this opportunity to say, as we adjust, we need to understand what we're adjusting to. As I'm adjusting in studio to what's happening, you in your situation need to adjust to what's happening. You won't get it right the first night. You won't get it right the second night. But when you do get it right, people forget that you ever got it wrong. Right? So going into our last feature, I've brought you 3 features. The first feature was called Open View. The second feature was called My Mentor. The third feature was called, does anyone remember? Anyone in studio? Hello? Okay, everyone just looking at me like I'm crazy. The third feature is called Why Work. And finally, a feature that's a bit more serious. The feature is called Seed of Harvest. Seed of Harvest looks to give you a thought. Just like a farmer, in order for you to reap what you have sowed, you need to plant something. As I wrap up the show, it's an emotional one. As I wrap up the show, the quote that I'd like to leave you with today, it goes along the lines of this. For what you do for yourself will die with you. But what you do for others will echo into eternity, even when you're gone. Simply put, I've just put you through something whereby a man has spoken of his life, that he had to sacrifice himself. So us, his kids, we can have a better life. He has shown that even though he can die tomorrow, if he can die today, he will rest knowing that his legacy will echo into eternity, because he was never about himself but also about his children. I want to speak to you, the UGFM listener today. Wherever you're sitting, you might not have much to offer the world. You might not have money. You might not have the best looks, as girls require looks at times. You might not have even the best personality. But if your heart is in the right place, if you want to give off the right thing to the next person, it will grow like a plantation. It will exceed your expectations. Young person, it is Youth Month. It is also Men's Month. And we are not just promoting men, but we are promoting a community of love. A community that looks to inspire. If you are not inspired tonight, if you are not moved tonight, it's fine. We'll try again next week. Next week, Thursday, we'll try again. But I just want to give thanks to everyone that has really come in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. To build communities, you build a person. Once you build a person, that person can build a house. Once that house is established, the community is up and running. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys have been exceptional. You guys have allowed me to go through emotions that I never thought I would. I actually didn't sleep last night. But really closing things off, if you'd like to interact with us, if you'd like to engage with us, my Twitter handle is Miya_sports on Twitter. On Facebook, it is Melody Miya. The Community Center will have its own program very soon. It will have its own Facebook, its own Twitter. But for now, we just want to come in our natural being. We just want to be us, so that you can come as you are. And next month, or rather next week, we can build someone else. To be great is not you looking great. It's to make all those that are standing around you to look even greater. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the rest of your evening. It's the Community Center, UJFM 95.4.
UJFM 95.4 beats per minute.
Get it right on the dance. Get it right on the beats.